Hello again, Gregg, the News Tribune here at Lumenfield in Seattle. Who's this guy? It's my son, 18 years old. He's a freshman at St. Martin's University. He's on the Bell Tower newspaper staff at St. Martin's in Lacey, Washington. So he had a sports writing assignment today, and he was a shadow. What'd you think of your first NFL game? What'd you learn? Before I tell him what I learned, what'd you learn?
I thought it was pretty cool. First game ever, of course. A nice little win for the Seahawks. I mean, it's against the Jaguars, but it's a good start, so it was nice to come see.
Who was your MVP of the game?
MVP, honestly, I'd have to give it to Metcalf, just for his celebration. I thought that was good.
The celebration, the koala bear hug of the goalpost in the end zone. Well, after the game, he said what that was about.
Of course, yeah. Homage to one of my favorite players as a Steelers fan. Homage to Antonio Brown's celebration. Similarly, he did in Pittsburgh.
A couple years ago, I said, "Did you realize Brown got penalized for doing that?" He said, Metcalf said, "No, I didn't," but he said, "I do now." Got a 15-yard penalty. It's the happiest penalty of the season for Seattle. What else we learned today? This team, again, runs the ball so they give their offensive line a chance to pass block for their quarterback. They ran 9 of the first 11 plays. Not so much they intended to run all day against Jacksonville. It was so they could set Geno Smith up for more time and the offensive line for more time to throw. Tyler Lockett had 12 catches. He has four games now in his career of 12 or more catches. 3 of those 4 have come in the last 2 seasons. And he tied his season high of 8 catches in the first half. They were going to him early and often. The first completion down the field Geno Smith has was to Lockett on the first drive. Quandre Diggs continues to make plays and raise his price for whether the Seahawks or anybody other team is going to re-sign the Pro Bowl safety. What'd you think of the play he made on the interception of Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was crazy. We were just talking about it in the press conference. I mean, it looks like Lawrence just threw it right to him. It looks like a bad throw or anything, but kind of what Diggs was breaking down, it looks like that because he made a good play on the ball. He actually made a good play. It's not like he threw it right to him. He came and got it. So, and I think, honestly, just, following his career, coming from Detroit and now to Seattle, it just shows he's been consistent everywhere he's been. It's not like the Lions system fit him great. It's not like the Seahawks system fits him way better. He's consistent at different clubs. It just shows how good of a player he is.
He said that the losing of the last month really hasn't been that bothersome.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
He's used to it.
Detroit, exactly.
He said he knew Darrell Bevell and Brian Schottenheimer, now on the Jaguars staff of Urban Meyer, and Bevel's the offensive coordinator. We're going to try to challenge him on the deep crossing route that they did in the first half with Tavon Austin, because Cooper Kupp and the Rams beat him on that play last year. Teams have been since trying to beat him on it this year. He said the Saints tried it a couple times on Monday night, and then today the Jaguars tried it. Diggs said this year he's decided to be less aggressive on running plays and not be so flying up to the ball. Left unsaid is he's leaving Jamal Adams to do that. But Diggs is staying further in the back, guarding the back door and not getting beaten for as many deep plays over the top. He is the only NFL player to have at least 3 interceptions in each of the last 5 years, 2017 to now. He's going to cash in. I asked him after the game, do you think the Seahawks are going to take care of you financially? He said that in the summer. I want to know if he still thinks that. He says, we'll see. He said, they know what I think about this place. Yeah, you better believe the price has gone up a little bit again today on him. Geno Smith, first win since 2014, December 28th, 2014, when he was starting for the Jets in their season finale against Miami. That was the last time 7 years ago he won a game as a starting quarterback until today. Eric Bell, do you think Geno Smith, if he has to play in Green Bay, if Russell Wilson's not back, can win the game?
Obviously, coming into this game, my reaction, a lot of your reaction is, of course not, right? But, he comes out, he goes 14 for 14, and his first incomplete pass was just a throwaway. He was just doing the right thing for the team. He even said in his post conference, if I'm 28 for 28 and I need to throw the ball away, if I need to help the team, I'm going to do it. And, that just shows how good of a team player he is. And sure, yes, it's the Jacksonville Jaguars, so you can't get too fired up about it. But hey, he came out. They needed him to do well, and he did well. So, coming off the bye week, we'll see what happens.
You said he was likable after the game.
I thought so.
Why?
I thought so. He just seems like a great guy. He says, you know, I know who I am. You know, he's not fazed by the situation. He doesn't care what people think on the outside because, of course, you know, you got everyone, oh, Wilson's out. How will Geno Smith do? He's been around this league. He understands what he needs to do, and he understands himself. And I think that's, at the end of the day, that's the most important.
31 years old, Geno Smith has been a starting quarterback. It's hard not to root for him after how he lost his job with the Jets, getting punched by his teammate, breaking his jaw, and he never started again there, allegedly over a $600 issue of Smith owing the player. Look, Seahawks are 3-5. That sounds not so great, obviously, going into the bye week, but only 6 teams in the NFC have winning records. 7 teams have to make the playoffs. There's a long way to go to settle out who all those teams are going to be. Pretty much the division's gone. They're 4 games back, even with Arizona losing to Green Bay on Thursday night. But there's still many games to play here to decide where this season's going to go for Seattle. It sure would help if Russell Wilson comes back. No word if that's going to happen yet on November 14th at Green Bay. That's the first day Wilson could come back, but the minimum 3 games he has to miss on injured reserve. He was flashing around a different wrap today on his finger, his index finger and his middle finger, the repaired middle finger of his throwing hand, but he also had the wrapped up forefinger. He put a picture on Twitter before the game showing both his forefinger and his middle finger, and the stitches are gone from the repaired middle finger. League source told me last week that nobody knows, really. When Pete Carroll says they don't know, they honestly don't know when Russell Wilson's going to play again. Thanks to Eric Bell, who's going to go back to campus tomorrow morning and be a soccer player again at St. Martin's University. And Gregg Bell's going to be back on a bye week writing stories about the Seahawks at thenewstribune.com, and on Twitter always at GBellSeattle. Thanks for watching me, and thanks for watching this guy who's a lot better than I am.
Thank you.